Hey, and welcome to another Take 3 reaction. We're reacting to Dan Murrell versus Marc and Andreyko. It should be a really interesting match. They're playing for a contendership at the Snowball.
At
One
the
of these people.
Spectacular.
That is what I meant. I mean, they could come and compete
pretty
in
awesome.
the family Snowball.
It'd be pretty awesome if one of them came to compete at the Snowball. Oh dear.
Right. I'll start that again. Whoever's in his direction, cut out that start bit or don't. I don't care.
That'd be a pretty funny cold open.
Yeah. Welcome to Take 3 Interaction. Reacting for Dan Murrell versus Marc and Andreyko, and the winner of this goes on to the Spectacular. And the loser, their season will end this year. This should be an interesting match. And as always, I'm not here alone. Brooklyn, how's it going, and who do you got?
It is going great. As always, Marc and Andreyko will be taking this down. Last match, Ready to Rumble, haunted us yet again for only our second loss in singles. But we're going up against Dan Murrell, who, as of this season, has been hit and miss. We are hoping for a strikeout today so that Marc can advance to the Spectacular to take on probably Clark Wolf again, or Ethan Irwin. Either way, a good matchup. Whoever he faces when he wins.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is going to depend on which Dan Murrell we get. If we get Dan Murrell on form, the one that got pretty much 100% of the questions right, and whatever match against Stacey Howard, then it could be very difficult. But if we get the Dan Murrell that we got last match, I think Marc and Andreyko could take it out. So it's definitely going to be interesting. But I mean, you don't want to hear us continue talking about these competitors. You want to see us react to the match. So going to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play.
The Professor.
So, as you can see, the Yugoslav Black Wave led directly into Italian futurism, as pointed out in the work of Rudolf Arnheim, and is exposed in the film Smolin Tristalic. So I hope that this 3-hour lecture has been enlightening for you and edifying. I hope that maybe once we work on the Schmoedown and make it more of an academic environment, that this will help you even compete in the future. Are there any remaining questions?
Yeah, I'm almost done here. Where's the rest of the beer? Also, this isn't fun. The Schmoedown's like not about books and learning and smarts. It's about like drinking and yelling. This is all wrong, and you won't let me leave. I want to leave.
I feel like none of the work that we did from the German Expressionists onward made any sort of impact on you at all.
Those movies don't have colors. I have to read the words.
Okay.
Like, where's the explosions or the swords?
Wait, you know what? After all of this time, we've gone through all of this material, you weren't even taking
Not one
notes.
ninja movie in the whole fucking list, man.
Listen, you've had plenty of time for your, samurai, makeshift fighting, ninja sprites. You've had more than enough time to study your kick-ass salamander cartoon. I'm trying to educate you. I'm trying to point out some things that are worthwhile. And you know what? Where is your partner? Where is Mr. Makuga? We finished a 3-hour session. I have not seen him anywhere. He's delinquent. He's truant.
He's with us at all times. He's a wild berries. Hey, it's Josh Makuga. Josh for Jeopardy. I don't know how he got out of this.
I'm going to do another year abroad.
Can you just turn your volume down a scooch? The echo is real.
Chance Ellison, Ethan Irwin, Dan Murrell, Stacey Howard, Andreyko McWeeny, Ben the Boss Bateman, Clark Wolf. The singles tournament begins. The winner of that entire tournament faces John the Outlaw Roca at the Spectacular. What a battle we're in for. Dangerous Dan Murrell, though, Mark, has been a staple of this league. Dan had a rough start. He lost the match at the Collider Collision to Andrew Guy. Then they had that close loss to Corruption in the tournament.
I've never played in the Schmoedown singles tournament before. I'm used to being the guy waiting for the person that's going to come out of the tournament. So this is a new experience for me, but the result's going to be the same. I'm going to be playing for that.
And your winner, by way of knockout, Dangerous Dan Murrell!
I mean, Ethan Irwin followed me into retirement. I was retired and people were trying to scare me with Ethan Irwin.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Ethan Big Time Irwin!
And you're not out of this yet, because whoever loses between Andreyko and Clark, you get to play.
The last time I sat at a table with Marc Andreyko, he was waving bye-bye to me and 3 of the other people that a lot of people say are among the best to play this game.
Someone who's having a tremendous year in singles and in general this year, and that's the android Marc Andreyko.
That he is.
Marc Andreyko this year is 3-1. And your winner, Marc the Android Andreyko!
If I do have to face Clark, it's going to be a lot like this match. It's going to be 2 friends playing against each other in a fun, as affectionate as a competition can be. And if I win or she wins, it's a win for the Fife Club. It's a win.
What 2000 comedy featured cameos from real-life pro wrestlers Diamond Dallas Page, Bill Goldberg, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Booker T.
Ready to rumble.
And your winner!
Curse you, Ready to Rumble. You are the bane of our existence.
Now, Marc Andreyko, on the other hand, he has a date with Destiny with Dangerous Dan Murrell. They will now play, and the winner of that will be in the #1 contender match. So, Dan Murrell and Andreyko.
You know, as long as I don't lose by 100 points, I'm going to have fun.
Oh wow, Mr. Kalinowski.
Ultimate Schmoedown still going on here, and this is a very special match. We've never done this before, but
Yep, he's there to make sure everything's running smoothly.
Clark Wolf, it's Ethan Irwin. They will be playing in the finals, but the 2
He seems
losers
concerned.
semifinals,
There's
Marc
confidence
Andreyko,
that
Dan
I'm
Murrell
missing
will be
here.
playing against each other to figure out who will be in that #1 contender match at the Spectacular. Big things are happening. I'm Christian Harloff, and joined by a very special guest here, a guy that I think, I mean, man, you know, what a great competitor you are.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I know there was so much. Look, it's not as. There's a lot going on in your personal life here with Thad Williams. You don't have as much power as you used to, I think. Is that true? What's happening?
What are you saying here?
I'm just saying I don't think it's going as well as it used to be for you.
So that's from your point of view, right?
Well, I think a lot of people's point of view.
Different perspectives.
I saw you say something. Someone said no. You know, you're getting told no. I didn't see that before.
Hey,
it's like,
he stood up to himself.
Oh,
You can't argue against that.
So you like that?
I don't see anything wrong with it.
What I like is that you're focusing more about being a competitor now. I like that you have a big match coming up here. You have the Inner Geekdom Championship that before you were able to, you put yourself in the match. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
You're playing arguably the Rookie of the Year, the amazing Mara Kanopik for the title.
A fantastic player.
Thoughts on the match?
You want my thoughts on the match?
That's why I asked. Thoughts on the match?
Mara deserves the championship. She is the champ, and she absolutely 100% deserves it. She won the match against me. So when I go against her, I wanted to go against the best. I've always said that from the beginning. I want to go against the best.
Beat you fair and square.
Absolutely. She beat Inman fair and square.
Right.
She is arguably the best player. Not even arguably. I'd say she is the best player in her geekdom. So that makes it why I'm going for her, and we take the belt from her.
You're going to take the belt? Well, look, it's coming up. You got that. You put Ken in the Star Wars Championship, so Corruption's riding high, but not right now.
Okay.
Because the story is not about you, my friend. The story today is about Marc Andreyko and Dan Murrell. One of these competitors, their seasons will continue. The others will end here today. It is going to be
I just love the fact
special.
Kalinowski's sitting on
Marc
the
Andreyko
same
and Murrell
side
have never
he
faced
is on the
before.
poster.
They have never played before.
Oh, yeah.
Former two-time champion Marc Andreyko had a chance at the title against Bibiani, just fell short. He beat the finalist, Ethan Irwin, one of the finalists, Ethan Irwin,
Great
and
match.
he just lost to Clark Wolf. He has had a hell of a year, so this could go either way. Who do you got?
I have no idea who I have gotten this match. I mean, it is one of those ones where Murrell is what he is. He's a legend. He is a legend. But Andreyko is always that underdog that people either, underestimate or whatever, and he always comes through. And you ever see the calm.
He underestimates himself.
Absolutely. And you want to, like, how do you do that? And then he goes and pulls it out. And he's like, if you ever watch those two matches, I've never seen, you got to check the table if there's a pulse at the table sometimes with these guys because you don't know which way it's going to go, and they always are able to pull through. So I don't know who I have in this match.
Well, we're going to hear both the thoughts from Marc Andreyko, who's with Emma Fife, and Dan Murrell going solo on this one. Here we go.
I'm not going to lie. I wanted a shot at that belt at the Spectacular. I don't get it, but that's okay because I have one more chance to make sure that this is a season for me that I can be proud of, and that's when in this match here today. I might not get a shot at the belt right now, but I can assure myself a shot at the belt, and I don't matter. It doesn't matter to me as long as I can see that belt. As long as that belt's out there, that's what I want. So if I can't go that way, then I'm going to go this way.
So this is Andreyko's chance to get into the #1 contender match that is going to be played at the Schmoedown Spectacular. And honestly, it would be really interesting if Clark were to lose and Andreyko were to win and we were to immediately have a rematch. But one way or another, I have nothing but the greatest of faith in Marc Andreyko. He's proved time and time again that he is one of the strongest players in the entirety of the Schmoedown. He's the only person who's beaten Ethan Irwin. So that's not nothing.
I love the Android. Marc Andreyko has been coming on Screen Junkie stuff since before the Schmoedown. But if you think that I've forgotten watching him wave bye-bye to me at the free-for-all at my table, that was my table. He took my table away from me. And if you think I've forgotten that, you are sorely mistaken. I've never played him in singles before, but I've been wanting a shot at getting revenge for that, and I got that shot today.
Yes, I am the first person to beat Ethan, but after Clark beats him, I'll probably be playing him again if I beat Dan. So it's all the snake eating its own tail, circles and circles and circles. So
Circle of life in the Schmoedown.
This has been a long season. I genuinely don't know which end is up. So
not only do I see the belt in front of me, I see the Big Apple. I see a big crowd. I see a live event. I want that. I want to be on that stage, and I want to be playing for that belt. But right now, Marc Andreyko is between me and that shot. And as much as I might like the guy between me and that shot, or the girl between me and that shot, you're in my way. So it's time to get out of the way.
So Dan, we've never played one-on-one before. This will be a lot of fun. Hopefully it'll be close, and I'll apologize for beating you when we're done.
Andreyko, I love you. You're a friend of mine, but this is a movie trivia contest, so I'm going to throw a movie quote at you from one of the greats of all time, The Godfather. It's nothing personal. This is strictly business.
Liking this fire from Dan.
Yeah,
it's good.
Respect, both with a mission. Dan Murrell's got that look in his eyes that we've seen time in and time and again. He wants to get to the Spectacular. The winner of this match, once again, will play the loser of Clark and Ethan at the Spectacular for the #1 contender match, and the winner of that match will go to New York to play whoever the champion is in January at the next live event.
No pressure.
It's a lot of pressure here, too. Both these guys want the opportunity to go to New York and for the season to continue. So it's a lot on the line. It's absolutely, there's still a chance for these guys to get a shot at the gold, whether it's next season or not, but it is time for them to get going. I'm ready to go. Here's the tail of the tape. Marc Andreyko. The skills there are musicals. You've got Oscar movies, and you have... I missed that. What is that last skill there? Got it?
That's pretty awesome.
It says, throwing you out of power. He's part of the union, buddy.
I see. You want to go back to the comedy stage, Josh? Are you going to the Yaha Hut or the Circus Olympics over there?
Right back there. Dangerous Dan Murrell, whose skills are Spielberg movies. He also has Oscar movies and getting a trip to New York. That's what he said. It's one of his strengths, getting a trip to New York.
He's getting ahead of himself, isn't he?
That's what he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, are you ready?
I'm ready. Now you're going to ask me if I'm ready?
It's time for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Introducing first, representing the Fife Club with a record of 6 wins, 4 defeats. Led to the ring by his manager, Emma Fife, Marc, the Android, Andreyko. having a hell of a year. I feel like I've seen so much ammo lately. Great manager, having a hell of a year here today, Mike.
Spectacular year for them.
Yeah,
the Fight Club are in charge there.
They have been. And his opponent, representing the Five Horsemen, with a record of 8 wins, 4 defeats, and 5 knockouts. He is the 2016 Player of the Year and the former 2-time movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Dangerous Dan Murrell. There's the Horseman.
There they are.
There's the Horseman.
Careful, Roca.
Roca, the champion, and
What's going on here?
Riley, and there he is, Dan Murrell. Who's really, I love that you know these guys.
Hey, look at them, look at them. I know them very well.
You know them very well. A hell of a match they had against you, and there is
fellow Seminole as well. Was it you and I?
Dan shaking the hand of both Emma and Mark as he hits the table here. Looks ready to go. Looks very calm and collected.
I love seeing sportsmanship on the table. You know, last time I faced against Riley, I went to go a handshake. I didn't get a handshake from the fella.
Is that true?
It was.
Do
Yeah.
you think you really deserve it this year?
Well, you know.
You're not a nice person. All right.
You think so?
No.
Okay.
All right. Round number 1, guys, is going to work like this. Both competitors are going to get 8 questions worth 1 point apiece. You get 15 seconds to answer. Make sure that you write the answer down. Make sure that you show it at the same time. Legibly. Make sure you legibly and you show it to the camera. You have 15 seconds. You have a JTE rule. You have a challenge rule. Remember all those. And if you have any other questions, be sure to ask. And with that, Dan Murrell, are you ready?
Let's ride.
All right, Marc Andreyko. Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. All right,
here we go.
Question 1 in the realm of action-adventure, gentlemen. Who directed 2012's Skyfall?
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
5, 4,
I
3,
think I've got
2, 1. Pens down. Dan?
Sam Mendes.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Sam
There you
Mendes.
go, tie
Mendes.
game.
That game.
Yeah, I was
Gentlemen,
thinking,
your
like, I
second
can't
question
remember if
is
it's the
in
same
the
one that
categories
did
of Oscars.
Casino and Quantum of
Who
Solace.
won the
or-
Academy Award for Best Actress for her role as a mother adjusting to her daughter's interracial relationship in 1967's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
So it's going to be that kind of round 1. I mean, this is
5,
this is the like essentially like the bronze
3,
medal match. So
2,
yeah, this question's a little
1.
tougher.
Marc Andreyko?
Katharine Hepburn.
Yes, sir. Dan?
Katharine Hepburn.
2-2.
Well done.
Okay. Dramas. Dramas is the next one. Which 90s romantic drama stars Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep?
There it is.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dan Murrell.
The Bridges of Madison County.
Yes, it is. Andreyko.
The Bridges of Madison County.
Tied.
There we go.
I didn't know
Excellent
if I
work,
did
gentlemen.
that.
All right. Question number 4, the category of comic book movies. What MCU villain goes by the name of Adrian Toomes?
There we go.
It's a fart in the
Where
crowd.
was that? Where was that?
Probably the first
A little bit of both. 5,
best villain
4,
behind
3, 2,
Thanos and
1. Marc
Loki.
Andreyko.
Vulture.
Yep.
Vulture.
Dan.
Vulture.
There we go.
Ego is also pretty
Got
good.
ourselves a match here.
Next one. Fantasy sci-fi. Who starred as Nolan Sorrento, who is the CEO of Innovative Online Industries in Ready Player One?
I got
What's
this.
in that movie?
I really liked that movie
Did
a
you?
lot. I did.
Oh.
I did. I'm one of the few. 5,
I'd say so.
4,
Sandy will be
3,
disappointed in us.
2.
It's
1.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Pens down and Dan.
Yeah,
Murrell.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yes, sir. Marc Andreyko.
I got the Ben part.
Oh, all right.
Sandy would have been
Murrell
disappointed
takes
if
his
we missed
first
that.
lead here. 5-4.
All
You
right.
have a lisp.
He does.
He does.
Your question number 6, gentlemen, is the category of animated. Who voiced Coraline in 2009's Coraline?
You ever seen that one?
I've not seen that one.
Don't
Animated is
know
not
who
a
was in
category.
it.
I don't have kids.
Okay, you just revealed that to all your competitors.
Like, if
5,
they don't know that by now, they haven't studied.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna
3,
guess.
2.
Dakota Fanning.
Repeat the question.
I can do that for you. And again, the question is, who voiced Coraline in 2009's Coraline?
Yeah, I'll stick with that. I'm gonna guess Dakota Fanning, but I'm probably wrong.
Sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down and Marc Andreyko.
Nope.
Dan.
Dakota Fanning.
That's correct.
Hey, the Makuga pays off.
Next question. Horror/thriller. Which child actor stars alongside a villainous Macaulay Culkin in 1993's The Good Son?
I enjoyed that movie.
I did. Creepy movie. Creepy ending. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dan Murrell.
Elijah Wood.
Yes, sir. Marc Andreyko.
Elijah Wood.
That is it.
5. So
And Dan has not missed yet,
he
has
has
he?
not. Now, if he's got
Oh, it's last question.
He has a chance here. He has a chance here to have a perfect round if he hits this. If not,
right.
then we're just going to move on it.
Gentlemen, 8th question in the category of comedies. What is the name of Napoleon's uncle in Napoleon Dynamite?
Got it.
Mark writing fast and furious there.
5, 4, 3,
Repeat the question.
I can do that for you.
Ah, shit.
There's
Okay.
one for Dan. What's the name of Napoleon's uncle in Napoleon Dynamite?
You need to take the epigraph out of the history of Napoleon versus
4,
Napoleon, but the dreams
3,
of Uncle Rico.
2, 1. Marc Andreyko.
No effing clue.
Dan.
Rico?
Yeah, I was going to
Dan
change, but I
Murrell
put
has hit a perfect
put
round.
Oh,
Hayden
shit.
there.
JTE rule to his advantage there.
Works to his advantage. I've been in that situation.
All right, so
I
now
mean, I was
Marc-
tempted to
excuse
change it
me,
after you
Dan
gave me the
Murrell-
answer, just
Dan
so
Murrell has a
it
chance
shows
to
that I
hit
knew
this.
that
If he
movie.
does, it'll be 9 points to 5.
But I
Here's the
hated
bonus.
that
You
movie.
do not have to
Didn't
write
really
it down.
care
It's
to see it
just
any
for
more
you.
times.
Dan, who wrote and directed the 1981 sci-fi horror film Scanners?
David Cronenberg.
1 point. Dan Murrell on fire.
Canadian.
9-5. 9-5. Perfect round.
Joins the illustrious club.
Yeah, he's been. This is the second time he's done it.
Absolutely.
He just did it recently
On
against
form
Stacey Howard,
today.
and now he does it here against Marc Andreyko. And now we get to round number 2. Round number 2. The competitors will spin the wheel. If it lands on a category they do not like, they can spin again unless, of course, it lands on opponent's choice. Then they have to take whatever their opponent gives to them. 4 questions worth 2 points apiece unless, of course, you go to multiple choice, then it's 1 point. You can steal from your opponent. Both competitors have used 1 JTE rule thus far. Marc Andreyko has 2 left. Dan has 2 left. And Dan has a 4-point lead. So, Dan, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
You're going to go second. All right, Marc Andreyko, please spin from the wheel, not the peg. Here we go. And there's the spin.
He is dangerous with this wheel.
He is.
He's got those weird categories. that are
Wheel,
straight
not as
that come out of
colorful,
nowhere.
but
Well, that's the
just
thing
as
with
nice.
Marc
We're
Andreyko
missing
is
some
that what
purples
he knows.
and a little bit of
He
yellow.
knows well, and you'd be dangerous if you land on
Oh,
this
man.
thing. He knows he could put you to sleep real quick. And we're going around.
What's he gonna get?
What's it?
Uh-oh.
New releases.
Okay.
New releases.
And he's not going to go with it.
And he's spinning away.
Smart.
Really
Many
hard.
people pull away from that new releases, myself
Well,
included.
So I also believe it's a strength of Dan Murrell.
We went
I'm
chance
surprised a
pull
lot
away
of
from
people
that.
spin away from new
Which is
releases.
interesting because, I mean,
myself.
the amount of movies will.
No.
Well, you got
again,
to see what's in new releases in
when
the
you're
past
playing
couple
against
months.
Dan Murrell, you want to spin away from new releases. That
Absolutely.
makes sense.
Oh, no,
It's coming back around
no.
here,
Keep
so we're
going.
away from
Keep
it.
going.
Where's
There it goes.
Let's- Disney films. Disney films.
All right.
All
All right.
So you gotta
That's
stay
not
away
good for
from-
And your
Andreyko.
winner,
Okay.
All right.
Dan
All right.
Murrell.
Here we go. Disney films. Mark, you have 4 questions here. The Court of Miracles is the name of a secret hideout in what Disney animated film?
Alice in Wonderland.
It's incorrect. Dan for the steal. 5,
Hercules?
4, 3,
I don't think it's
2.
Mulan.
Looking for the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yes.
Hunchback of Notre
If you
Dame.
take the Universal
second
Studios tour,
Yeah.
they talk about that.
All right, Mark. The Unbirthday song. The Unbirthday
Winnie,
song.
Winnie
can be
the
found in what
Pooh.
Disney
I
film?
mean, the Winnie the Pooh.
Unbirthday song. Alice in Wonderland.
Correct. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, I realised as I was
points, well
saying, I was
done.
like,
All right.
wait, no,
Other than Mowgli,
damn it.
what do many of the characters in 1967's Disney's Jungle Book refer to him as?
Cub.
It's incorrect.
Man cub.
Man-child is what we're looking for. Man-child. Man-child.
No points on that question.
Yeah.
Can I?
You want to challenge? You can challenge. You can challenge that.
Because
Absolutely.
I'm almost sure in the.
All right.
I want to be like you. He calls him man cub.
Okay.
Yeah, I
let me
think
challenge.
Dan is
Okay, you
right.
challenge.
I think they do refer to him as Man Cub.
It's been a while since I've seen Jungle Book, so I could not consider it, but yeah.
All right, we're coming back from the challenge. Dan Murrell challenged the questions. We said man-child, and he said it was man-cub. Dan Murrell's correct. It is man-cub.
Wow.
So with that steal, it is now 11 to 7. 11 to 7. So he did get the steal there. All right. So let's get to the next
Hey,
question.
it's not
Here's
often you see
question
people
number-
use their challenges
number 4.
smartly, so.
Over what activity does Mr. Banks finally bond with his children in Mary Poppins?
Flying a kite?
Flying a kite?
Correct. There you go. All right. So Marc Andreyko hitting 2 out of the 4. Dan Murrell has a 2-point lead here, and now it's Dan's turn to spin. He needs a strong wheel spin. If he gets a strong wheel spin, then he's going to be in really good shape. However, if he lands on something that Marc's strong on, Marc can come right back into this game.
Well, the beautiful thing is that there will be no
It's
knockouts.
still
The highest you can,
up in the air.
the highest you can be up by is
This wheel
10.
round can make or break for anyone, as I've attested to, and you as well.
Absolutely.
Opponent's choice. Opponent's choice. Opponent's no.
Oh.
Okay.
And there it is. Comedy.
Comedy.
Broad category.
I have to choose in 5, 4, 3.
Ooh,
Spin again. All right,
take a
there's the
chance
spin.
again.
Make him pay.
Live
Make him
dangerously.
pay for that
Dangerous.
spin.
There's Dan
The
Murrell.
wheel giveth and the
There he is,
wheel
living up to
taketh
his name.
away.
All right, so Dan Murrell's spinning it.
Yeah, you go.
So now Dan is spinning it.
Musicals.
He is his second
Opponent's
spinning
choice.
He's getting around. Uh-oh. Here comes back around.
Oh,
look
see
at
it.
this.
Come on. Look at this.
Uh-oh,
Look at
look
this.
Get there. Get there.
Oh, no.
Get there. Let's go. Opponent's choice.
That is what
He spun away
Beautiful.
from it.
times.
We
He
love to
spun
see
away
it.
from it.
I mean, that's appropriate. We're going to start, we're gonna maybe end the season the way we
I
began.
mean, that's
it.
true.
Here we go.
He spun away from it and hit
So
opponent's
Marc
choice.
is in an interesting choice right now. He's
Yeah.
in a tough spot.
He's looking at what he can.
Look at him.
What he can put Dan away with.
I'll do Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Okay.
All right. So Tim Burton for Dan Murrell. All right. Here we go. Tim Burton. Dan, you got 4 questions in Tim Burton.
Okay, this is appropriate because Emma came dressed as Beetlejuice.
That's right. That's true. All right. Here we go. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie's father works for what company?
Toothpaste factory. He
Multiple
Yes.
A. Slugworth. B.
Oh,
Smithfield.
shit.
C. Salts Nuts.
Smilex. It's definitely dentist
Slugworth?
related. That's
It's incorrect.
know
Choices
that.
are Slugworth, Smithfield, Salts Nuts, or Smilex.
B.
Looking for Smilex. That is not-
Smilex, the
yeah.
Joker's gas?
Smilex was D.
Really?
Wow.
That's what they said.
Burton TBCU.
All right.
Really?
Soup's nuts. What was that? Salt's nuts.
You want to challenge it?
Smilex?
You want to challenge it?
Hey,
That seems... I don't
mean-
have anything to lose, so what the fuck?
You going to challenge it? All right, so
okay.
challenge on that. Challenge on that.
Interesting. This could bite him in the ass.
So what are they challenging?
They're challenging.
All right, coming back. The answer was indeed Smilex. The
So I
answer
didn't
was
quite hear
indeed
what they
Smilex.
said.
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste factory, you will find it labeled Smilex.
Smilex.
That's an Easter egg I didn't know then. Being a Batman
there you
fan.
go. All right, so we go back.
Referencing himself.
All right, so we go back
Way to
to.
be humble, Tim.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. Question number 2. Tim Burton received his first Academy Award nomination for which 2005
Corpse
animated film?
Bride.
5, 4.
Corpse Bride.
That's correct for 2 points.
So the wheel's turning for that one for
Yep.
him.
All right, here we go. All right, next question. Which 1985 film was Tim Burton's directorial debut? Five.
I always thought Beetlejuice was the
3,
debut. It's not anymore.
Choice.
A. My Science Project.
Oh, Pee-wee's
B,
Big Adventure.
Beetlejuice.
Yes, of course
C.
it was.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
D. Lost in America.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
1 point. All right.
Frankenweenie. I didn't know where Frankenweenie.
Last question here, Dan. Last question.
It's an underrated movie.
Name the actress that played the character of Alma Peregrine
Oh,
in 2016's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Emma Thomas? Somewhere along those lines.
5, 4.
I
Multiple
think
choice.
she's in the movie.
A,
I
Eva
haven't
Green.
actually seen.
B. Allison Janney. C.
I
Olga Kurylenko.
think it's actually Helena Bonham
Carter.
Carter. I mean, she's in
For
everything.
1 point. All right, so Dan Murrell.
Okay,
He
6.
had himself a lead going
Six
into it, so
is
now he's got
the-
a 6-point lead as he gets
Not
into
great.
round number 3. Round number 3,
Oh,
we've seen
people
6-point
you
leads
can
before, and then not
come back
hold
from there. I
strong.
mean,
So let's see. So
Jay's come
Murrell
back from the,
has 1 JT left, and Andreyko has
no,
1
not
JT
Jay,
left. As we get into
Jay's
round
come back from
number
7-point
3,
deficit
the
before,
competitors
but,
will have
yeah.
3 numbers from 1 to 20. And the first one will be worth 2 points, second one worth 3, the third one worth 5 points. All right, so again, guys, both you guys have 2 JTE rules left.
You don't even have to pick numbers.
Dan has one of his challenges left. Andreyko does not have any more challenges left. And we will now take the numbers from Dan Murrell.
I'll take 8, 6, and 14.
8, 6, and 14 for Dan and Andreyko.
I'll take 7, 5, and 13.
7, 5, and 13. So Andreyko's trying to avoid the TKO here. So we start with number 7 for Andreyko. All right, it's number 7.
In the Sandlot.
In the movie Ready to Rumble. No, I was kidding.
Oh, boo. That's a no. That's fucking
Sorry.
What kind of batteries were the arms in Tony Stark's Iron Man?
Yeah, all right, here we go. All right, here we go. Crime movies is number 7, Mark.
Well, this is going to be a murder, so bring it on.
All right. What is the full name, first and last, the federal agent that Kevin Costner plays?
Elliot Ness.
There you go.
Elliot
2 points.
Ness.
Okay.
Oh,
You got it.
Full question there. Excellent.
All right, Andreyko. So your 5-pointer. Sorry. Your 5.
3-pointer. His 3-pointer.
Your 3-pointer.
2, 3, 5.
Is number 5. Thank you. Your 3-pointer. Your 3-pointer is number 5. 3-pointer is number 5. War movies.
Ugh.
War movies. All right. Name 2 of the actors.
John
who make up
Goodman
the Monuments
and
Men, besides George Clooney.
John Goodman and Matt Damon.
Matt Damon and Jean Dujardin.
Correct.
Cool. That's good. We like that.
Fighting back here. So if
I
he
mean,
gets
we
his
all know
5,
Chris
it
Pratt
bounces
would know
back to
that
Dan.
answer.
If he misses it, Dan will be in
Great
the number 1
movie.
contender match waiting
All right,
for
come on, Marc. We got
the
this.
loser of either Clark
Come
Wolf
on.
or Ethan Irwin.
And
All
I
right.
will be done for the season.
All right,
No,
here we go.
don't say that.
Here we go. Number 13. Number 13, Marc Andreyko.
Sports movies.
Oscar movies.
Perfect.
Oscar movies.
Ooh.
All right. Mark, what is the only Studio Ghibli film
Spirited
to win
Away.
the Oscar for Best Animated
Yeah.
Spirited Away in 2001. Come on. Spirited Away. Spirited Away.
Princess Mononoke.
Damn it.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Dangerous.
Damn
What one did Andreyko
Spirited
say?
Away was the answer.
He said Princess
Dan
Mononoke.
Murrell picks up his 6th knockout of all time.
Yes.
I believe that's a record. Spirited
pretty
Away,
sure when
6
that was
knockouts Dan Murrell
out,
has,
they
and he
didn't
did it, and
have
he
the
is
best
now
animated
in the
features.
Spectacular in the number 1 contender match with a chance to make it to New York. He's going to be getting a chance to get that title shot. He is now in the Spectacular. Marc Andreyko. Look, when Dan Murrell plays like that, it's hard to be.
He's back in his form that he was.
Well, he did that against Stacy. He had a rough match against, well, not too much rough. I mean, he played pretty well against Ethan that first round. He's had a bad second round.
Yeah.
But he's back. I mean, he's been playing really, really well the last couple of matches.
Absolutely. That's how he earned his name.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching that. You see, especially in round 2, watching him sitting on this side, watching him and how he just formulates the answers. And he's like, you see he wants to go to multiple choice, but he knows it and he
Well, he strategized.
plays it right. Yeah.
But he strategized very well in that one because he knew he didn't give a chance to get a steal, and he knew he had a large enough lead that he waited. He took the multiple choice, and he built himself up a 6-point lead. It was good math, to be honest with you, because he gave himself six points to go into it. That's a tough deficit to come back, and Draco almost did it.
Yeah.
But it was
So
Spirited
either going
Away
to
at
get
the end
rematch
that
of Clark
got him.
Wolf
Going into that
versus
3rd
Dan
round,
Murrell
and
or
you've got
Ethan
him
Irwin
all
versus
3
Dan
of your
Murrell.
questions. That is a tough place to be in. Just
That would
mentally,
either the
it is
number 1
hard.
contenders matches.
All right, so now we are going to talk to Breanne Chandler, your buddy, who is now.
She's back now?
Yeah, well, she's
she retires. She doesn't. She pops up.
she's taking. It was a break.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now we are going to talk to Breanne Chandler, who's with both Marc Andreyko and Dan.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? I'm here with the 2nd place finisher, Marc Andreyko. Marc, I noticed on your board to start off it said, "I'm tired." I want to know about this.
So tired. This isn't heavy. This isn't, paving roads or digging ditches, so it's not physical labor, but it's exhausting. And, and playing these last 3 matches with Drew and Clark and now Dan, they're all good friends of mine, and it's just, so you're kind of, you want to win, but you also don't mind losing because they're friends of yours and they're good at what they do. So I'm exhausted. I don't know how people that played this more than I did this year are still standing. It's just mentally, I knew Dakota Fanning, I knew Ben Mendelsohn, I saw them there, but I got brain dyslexia, just between letters. So
Your mental gymnastics was just off for the day.
I tore my ACL in my mental gymnastics.
Emma, what about you?
Yeah, I
Are
think
you exhausted
too.
as a manager?
I mean, the thing about this singles tournament that has been both exciting while simultaneously being extremely tiring is the fact that there wasn't anybody in this singles tournament this time around that you went, oh, okay, like they're good. No, every single person in the singles tournament this year has been just some of the most excellent competitors that we have in the Schmoedown. So you go into every single match with a lot of anxiety. And, I think that as far as the single tournament goes, I am very grateful that Andreyko, it was just anxiety of facing really great competitors, not really great competitors where there was also a grudge involved, if you will. But at the end of the day, he faced a lot of really awesome people. He took down a lot of really great people. And ultimately, Dan Murrell's a great competitor and he's a great person. So this is not an embarrassing loss by any stretch of the imagination. And Marc Andreyko's had a hell of a season.
You have had a hell of a season. What's been a favorite match of yours this year?
I think the match that I played with Snyder against Alonso and Adichie, because that was the game that felt the most procedural and playing with technique. I was shocked I beat Drew. That was sort of miraculous. It was fun. I mean, ultimately, that's what this is. I'm doing this for fun. Nobody likes to lose. Everybody wants to win. But it's a bunch of good people getting together and just being nerds about movie trivia. So if we were playing for like $100,000, I'd challenge
Cutthroat
everything.
competition.
Yeah. But this is a community, and primarily it's about having fun and celebrating our mutual love of movies. So yeah.
It is about having.
I made it into the double digits against Dan, so that's a win in my book.
All right, double digits are nothing to hang your hat about. I want to know, we'll be seeing you in Spectacular in some capacity.
Drinking.
Tell me about Wolf versus Ethan. How do you feel about that matchup coming up?
Well, Ethan is like a time bomb. You don't know when the timer is going to go off. And I beat him just by that 1 5-point question, and I think that will be the only time I ever beat him if I play him, because he is like a great white shark. I'm mixing so many metaphors here. He's an exploding great white shark. But Clark is great too. Clark has that steely reserve when she plays. Even though we're on the same team when we were playing each other, she's kind of scary. So
hey, look out for her in that speed round. She is in it.
Yeah, and I think that match is going to be one of the closest. I think that's going to come down to the wire because they're both really good players. They're both different types of players entirely, so it'll be a fun match to watch at the very least.
Yeah, I think that Clark is technically one of the absolute best players that we have in the Schmoedown. And as you say, she is a mastermind at the speed round. And on top of that, Ethan's never played a 5-round match before. So that could potentially work to Clark's advantage as well. Though, as Andreyko said, there's no doubting the prominence of Ethan's movie knowledge. It is vast.
And I'm just glad that if Clark loses, I don't have to play Clark again.
There you go. Don't have to play her again, but we'll be drinking at Spectacular, so we'll see you there. And I am back with your first place finisher, Dan Murrell. Dangerous Dan Murrell. I'm sorry, I didn't use the formal. Perfect first round today with the extra point as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been such a weird season for me. I've played in between singles and teams. I played in 6 matches. On the one hand, I've got 3 TKOs or KOs, and on the other hand, I have an overtime loss, and then I was TKO'd twice.
Wait, 6 TKOs, 6 KOs?
Well, this season, season, I either seem to win going away or I lose going away.
Okay.
So it's been such a weird season, and I don't know how the game's going to go. So, Andreyko was right up there in the belt conversation this last cycle. So for me to have that kind of performance against Marc, I count myself incredibly lucky. I love playing him. I've always wanted to play him. I'd play him again anytime. He's a great competitor.
He is a great competitor. I also like that you seem to have your energy back after that Stacy match. It's kind of continuing. Then you got opponent's choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again.
I mean,
it's the year of opponent's choice for Dan Murrell.
It is. Strategy is kind of not working out great for me this year because that was every time I take a calculated risk this year, it has not worked out for me, which to me says I need to stop taking them. But yeah, it's opponent's choice in a weird way. It was sort of the mirror of what happened to me in my first match this year. I hit a category. I was kind of iffy on it. I spun again. I hit opponent's choice on the second spin. It happened to work out much better for me this time than it did when I played Guy in my first match. And again, I'm lucky that that was the case because it could have been much worse and Marc could be standing here instead of me. I mean, I guess he was, but it would be different circumstances.
He would be the second interview instead of the first. I see where you're going with that. So now we have Ethan and Clark going up against each other. Yeah. What's your thought on this match?
I mean, obviously, I know how dangerous, no pun intended, Ethan is. He TKO'd me. I didn't even get a chance. He didn't even have to answer any questions in round 3 when he played me. So I know what he's capable of. At the same time, he's going up against a champion who has played and been in that situation before. Not that I think Ethan's going to get caught in the lights, but I think it does help to have somebody who's played in a championship match before, who's dealt with that kind of pressure. Clark has done that. She's proven herself one of the great players in the game, and I think that she, along with Rachel, are both in this league maybe the two players that devote the most amount of time, not just to staying good, but to getting better. So that's going to be a great match, I think, and I don't look forward to playing either one of them.
Yeah, which one would you prefer, though?
I mean, considering that Ethan TKO'd me, I guess it'd be Clark just because
you played Clark before.
I played, but that was like years ago.
But it happened.
It happened. But yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to choose, I would pick the person that didn't just send me out of the tournament.
Okay.
Maybe I would have a better chance to get someone else, but not because I think that Clark is a better draw than Ethan, because they were both great players.
Because that matchup, whoever you play at Spectacular, whoever wins that matchup is going to be going to New York to play in a title match.
Yeah, I love New York.
Okay.
That's kind of like a dream for me. New York is one of my favorite places in the world. To get the chance to go there and do that and play for the title in New York in front of a live crowd, like that is awesome. And so that is going to be a huge motivating factor for me because it's not just winning the title, it's getting the opportunity to do it in that scenario. That sounds amazing, and I have my work cut out for me, and I'm going to start prepping now because I want to do everything in my power to make sure that I put myself in the best position to win that game.
Wow. I also want you to wear an I Love NY shirt under your plaid next time we see you.
I'll do that.
All right. We'll see you then.
Look, Marc Andreyko, happy to be his season is done.
He's like, I got to go on my cruise now. I can relax.
He's happy that his season is done. He's been saying he's been playing a lot. He is playing a lot lately. And I think that, I got to be honest, I think that the Clark Wolf match also took a lot out of him. This one, and he played against Dan Murrell here too. Dan played so well. And I think Marc Andreyko at this point is going to take a rest. Whether he comes back with Snyder or not, we'll see in next season. But Dan Murrell, focusing in on that championship. He wants to play for the title. Now, of course, he wants Rocha to win, but it depends. Who's Rocha going to play? Is it going to be Ethan? Is it going to be Clark? We're going to find out, because whoever that is, Dan Murrell will be playing that person for the #1 contender spot at the Spectacular.
And we could potentially have Rocha Murrell.
If in New York,
that could potentially be what happens.
It's possible. It's possible, but there's a lot that can happen.
It's got a long road ahead of him.
Well, and you have a lot ahead of you. You've got the Intergeekdom Championship coming up right around the corner here, guys. And a lot of others. The Star Wars match,
absolutely.
The #1 contender match, the Commissioner Bowl, the Team Championship, and now the #1 contender match, and of course the Singles Championship. So thank you guys for watching. If you're not a Patreon, please take a look. Join today. The Patreon.com/Schmoedown. See, look at all the tiers. Check out what we have. We have a lot of exciting news coming up. And if you want to get tickets to that New York event, go to Schmoedownlive.com. Check it out, Schmoedownlive.com. The Singles Championship will be on the line with the undercard to be determined, but it'll be a doozy. I can promise you that. Check it out. And for the killer, Mike Kalinowski, I'm Christian Harloff. See you next time.
Hello? Hi, Dad!
Oh.
Bibbs, what the heck are you doing?
I'm building.
Building what?
Well, Thad, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. As you may recall, after I narrowly lost to Roka, I generously offered my services to any Schmoedown competitor who needed help with their entrances. And you know how many people got back to me?
How many?
-3. So I have decided to build myself an office right here in the corner of the Schmoedown.
Bibbs, I don't know if you can really put an office here.
I can really put an office here. Thank you, Thad. That's really, really great. So yeah, I'm just going to get nice and cozy up in here. This is a load-bearing sheet, so that should be fine. That should be up to code. Yeah, send anyone who wants to come on by, and I'll help them consult with their entrances.
Great.
Cool.
Great.
Thanks, Thad. Earl? I've been working on the Schmoedown. Wait a minute, what am I doing? I need eye protection. I've been working on the Schmoedown.
What's up, Schmoedown fans? Frank here, and it is time for your Schmoedown breakdown. It's a battle for third place and a spot in the #1 contenders match at Spectacular, and Murrell was all over it in the first round. While it was competitive in the first half of the round with both players going 4 for 4, Murrell pulled away in the latter part of the round and went a perfect 8 for 8. This is the third time Murrell has answered all 8, and not only that, but he got the bonus question correct for the second time in his career as well. As for Andreyko, he held on with 5 points of his own. With a 4-point lead, Murrell defers to Andreyko, and he ends up on Disney. Andreyko would go 2 for 4 for 4 points, and he even gave up a 2-point steal to Murrell. Murrell was in a good spot going into his turn. Unfortunately, he would land on opponent's choice and was dealt the category of Tim Burton. Despite a shaky start, Murrell would go 3 of 4 for 4 points and would carry a 6-point lead into the final round. In the entire history of the singles league, there has only been one comeback win in a 3-round match that overcame a 6-point deficit to win.
And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, the
Ken Matt's up with the ponytail. That is glorious.
And apparently JD is never changed.
Andreyko would come close to sending it back to Murrell after hitting his 2- and 3-point questions, but in the end he couldn't hit his 5-pointer, and Murrell wins via TKO 15-14 and claims his spot in the #1 contenders match at Spectacular. Going inside the numbers for today's match, Marc Andreyko answered 9 of 16 for an accuracy rate of 56%. His season will end with a 4-3 record, 6-5 lifetime. This season he had an accuracy rate of 69%, that's 6% better than last year. This season his first round average was 5.4 points, and in the second round 5.7 points, while answering 82% of those questions. He was also 4 for 9 in steal situations. Looking at Dan Murrell's day, he went 13 of 15 for an accuracy rate of 87%. This was also Murrell's second knockout of the season, and he now has 6 total for his career. That's a record for a singles competitor. This season, Murrell has an accuracy rate of 77%. In first round play this season, he is averaging 6.8 points, and in the second round, he's averaging 4.3 points while answering 69% of those questions. He is also 4 for 5 in steals this season. If you want to find out other stats about this match and from around the league, check out SD Rundown Stats on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every Saturday on the Collider Podcast Network on YouTube and the Collider Factory podcast feed. This has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
How's it going, guys? If you didn't know about the Patreon, you guys have a chance to support the Schmoedown. Now, myself,
make
Marc,
sure
we've taken over the production.
Patreon.
Basically,
Absolutely.
you guys have 16 tiers.
At the moment, the best $5 I ever spent.
Check it out right there. If you want to support the Schmoedown by becoming a patron today, go ahead and do it. Cannot thank you guys enough for all the support you've given us. And yeah, there's some really crazy tiers in there. I'd love to get your opinions on it. Now go enjoy the match. Go do it. It's a good match, for God's sakes.
So that was our match. It was definitely an interesting one. Brooklyn, what do you think about the match?
I mean, I'm sad that Marc Andreyko's season is now over, but we ran into a scorching hot Dan Murrell. We even got opponent's choice in round 2, and then I think whenever he had I'm so tired in the whiteboard, I'm like, okay, he's mentally exhausted. Probably not the best that we're going to be getting out of it, which is completely understandable. He's played a lot. He's played a lot of matches this season, but I am super happy with how he's gone. We got a championship match against Bibbs, which is my favorite match of the year so far. But yeah, as a huge Marc Andreyko fan, maybe the biggest, I'm not sure. I want to thank Marc Andreyko for the great season. And Dan Murrell played awesome, and whether he plays Clark or Ethan, that is going to be an incredible match at Spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, they both did play well in this match. I mean, it just is one of those ones if you don't really know a lot about Studio Ghibli or not even studied up on the best animated feature of the Oscars, which a lot of people, I feel a lot of people don't do that because they think, oh, if I get Oscars ones, they're going to go for the major categories, not sort of one of these smaller ones. So
yeah.
And Studio Ghibli is very polarizing to many people. Some people just choose to ignore them. But yeah, they played well. It's going to be really interesting to see where those cutscenes are going to lead, if they lead anywhere.
I'd say those were for dramatic effect. Maybe we see Harris Bros versus. Actually, no, because Harris Bros is taking a critically acclaimed next year. So maybe Harris versus Dewberry.
Yeah, I mean, it could be hinting at, and I'd hate to say this because I just don't want it to come true, is maybe hinting at a Wildberries breakup, which because it's like the way.
Don't you dare say that! How else would they sell shirts?
But yeah, it's one of those ones is when Elliot says I wonder how Josh got out of this, but despite that, we could get into speculation on the cutscenes on the Reactors Summit, which is whenever Abe feels like editing it, putting it up online. Brooklyn, where can people find you online?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at 3LBK10, the number, not the word. You can also have me right here at Take 3 Productions, running not one but 2 shows: Jukebox Trivia, a music trivia podcast, or music trivia debate and countdown show that airs every Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to check out the our Journey to the Crown, which has been dominant over the past month or so. Our music debate league, and on Thursdays, Late Night with Take 3, a pop culture podcast of movies, TV, video games, and the sorts. Be sure to check out the episode that we are dropping on Thursday. It's our Christmas episode, so we're going to be talking about Christmas movies, traditions, our holiday pastimes. And as announced, Multiplex, myself and other Take 3 member Cody Newberry, we're going to be running Nerdgasm, an inner geekdom debate league. So be sure to look out for that in the new year.
And you can find me on Take 3 Productions, where I host my own show, Rankum. Make sure you check out a Christmas Songs episode that aired this week. And next week is TV specials. You can also find me on Multiplex and Full Metal, competing in various things and hosting if I'm needed. So I do a lot of things around there. And also I'm Twitter, Letterboxd, and Stardust at Melkor. And until next time, take care.